Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
If we want to go deep in the raga, into these natural thirsty feelings for a special relationship to Radha Mohan, it is very important to hear and read what those who are already living in these relationships are advising to us. It's elaborate. It means it has a wide range. It's not for the ABC students necessarily, because it is actually for PhD students, and it's confidential. It's not something that you can talk with every Dick and Harry. It says in one of the last verses, it's so funny. It's a subject that needs to have like-minded feelings. It's a subject you will talk or hear from someone where you have similar interests and similar emotions, and where the goal is clear. This Raga Bhakti is directly present within the eternally perfect residence of Vrindavan, the eternal associates of the Lord. That is also very confidential. If we think deeply about it, we are trying to be associates of the spiritual worlds. We want to enter into that loving relationship. That's why it is so confidential. It is not something that we are sharing like a newspaper, where the subject is changing every day and everyone is just looking for some, what is happening in this country, who fell down from the tree last day and blah, 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 and what war will again happen here, and who became sick and who died. This is usually the newspaper style. It's about politics, it's about economy, and about who got married and who dies. All the temporary effects of this planet Earth. But this confidential subject of Raga Bhakti is eternal. It is something that once we have, a little connection to it, it's unstoppable, bringing us back to the realm of Goloka Dham, of eternal Vrindavan Dham, in our Swarup, in our original constitutional position as a servant of Srimati Radhika. And these eternal associates of Radha and Mohan, if we follow them and devote our lives to them, it's called Raga Nuga Bhakti. Then it becomes natural. Why? Because they are natural. And following someone who is a natural lover of Srimati Radhika, of Sri Mohan, I can also become natural. Maybe now I am imitating, I try to do something, I follow, I have a role model. We were talking the other week in our Sangha about this role model of Raga Bhakti. It's so important to have a role model. If you want to have motherly feelings in the relationship to Krishna, your role model is Mother Yashoda and the gopis in Nandagaon. If you want to have friendly relationship, then our role model will be Subal or Madhumangal, all the cowherd friends of Krishna. And if I want to have a relationship like those girls who always like to be together with Srimati Radhika day and night and follow her like a shadow and arrange for their secret meetings, then our role model is Srila Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, and our Guru Manjari, of course, in the first place. Because Guru Manjari is here with us, guiding us here in the Sadhaka Deha to go deeper and deeper and go beyond this material world into our spiritual existence. For that we need help, and especially the help of those who are already there and deeper, helping us, taking us by the hand. And that is also the service of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. With his Prema Bhakti Candrika, He's taking the sadhaks by the hand and encouraging us. Go for it. It's real. You can reach it. In the same way, also Guru Devi, Guru Manjari is also encouraging us. Come, don't fear. I will take you. We go together. It's true. It's eternal. And it's full of bliss. And you will feel yourself like a Manjari of Srimati Radhika. So next comes a verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is describing that devotion of Rag Atmika and Rag Anuga. The devotion which is present within the residence of Raj is called Rag Atmika. And the devotion in its following, it's called Rag Anuga. Therefore, without first knowing the characteristic of Rag Atmika, we cannot understand Rag Anuga. The definition of Rag Atmika is as follows. First of all, Rag Atmika, those are the Nitya, eternal associates of Srimati Radhika. In our case, it would be Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, those who are eternally there and their Atma is already fully immersed in Rag, in natural thirst. They have no problem to remember Srimati Radhika and Vrindavan. They are living there. They are completely absorbed. Their Atma is Rag, is full of thirst to serve and to interact in loving exchanges in the holy land of Vrindavan and to bring Radha and Mohan together. And we are followed the Raganuga sadhakas when we are following them. We try to be like them. We want to learn. We want to listen. Just the liking to listen is already such a good fortune, because these ears, they like to hear sound vibration all the time. If I like to listen the katha of Radha and Mohan and Vrindavan, this is already such a fortunate state of following into the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavan and the Raganuga Bhajan saints. And now, what is that natural state of Rag Atmika? It is also another verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The natural complete absorption in one's own chosen deity, or the loving thirst that lies as root to that paramount absorption, is called Rag. And devotion with an abundance of such Rag is called Rag Atmika. So it's a natural attraction that happens when we become Rag Anuga. We are following those who have the Rag, and it's complete natural absorption, just like our Karuna Sagadas is now naturally absorbed in his ice cream. Nobody has to force you, right? It's a natural thing. So like this also, we want to be naturally absorbed into the sweetness of the service of Srimati Radhika and our Guru. There's a natural thing. It's very sweet. And once we taste it, we cannot stop just with the ice cream. Once I taste it, I don't want to stop. I want another ice cream. But I have to be clever and intelligent. I have to see what is possible. But in Raganuga Bhajan, it is possible to be unlimitedly absorbed, like the inhabitants of Vrindavan. They are called Rag Atmika, because that loving thirst and that natural absorption is their Atma, is their self, means their spiritual body, and all their desires is one. Actually, it's a body made of desires. That's why it is called Abhava Deha. Oh, now we just have the same example that we were having with the ice cream, because Baba says, just as the senses automatically engage in the sense object and do not depend on any encouragement, similarly, the deep, loving thirst towards the own desired lordship. I mean, now he's speaking in a general way. Even if you want to worship Krishna or if you want to worship Mother Yashoda, when you want to worship, there will be this deep loving thirst, and it will be natural. It's not caused by anyone's encouragement. It comes as a feeling that wants to grow. But of course, at the same time, we encourage each other by sharing. And this is not an encouragement like, oh, you have to do it. If you don't do it, you will go to hell. No, this is something like amongst friends who have the same interest. They meet, and they sometimes meet also hidingly because they cannot stop doing whatever they are very thirsty to do. It happens also on the material level. If you have a friend or who have many friends who are a drunkard, you will meet also secretly to do more party because you become addicted. This alcohol is very heavy. It can make you very, very addicted. It's a wine. But now we have come. We want to live our life in divine. We want to be thirsty for the divine. And then comes the honey wine. That is when we are in our Siddha Swarups. Then we can serve the honey wine to Srimati Radhika and Mohan. So it depends on which level we are with our thirst. And that is my homework. I can always check myself because nobody will do it for myself. And I will try to pray for mercy that I can have a higher thirst and more intense desire to like to listen and like to exchange about what is that rag, what is that thirst, what is the excitement of serving Srimati Radhika and hearing about the service. Now comes a very nice example that Baba is giving, how it happens that this taste is increasing for that, how it happens, how can I upgrade my desire, my thirst, my madness, how can I intensify, and how can I cook down the laddu? It should be cannot be soft. The laddu must be hard. So also when we are doing bhakti, it should not be like a liquid, it should be more solidified, that the sugar will cook, boil down in Chaitanya Chaitamrita. This is explained. When the bhakti becomes very intense and more concentrated, it is compared to sugar cane, and then it will become molasses, and then in the end it can become a rock candy that is very solid. Just as water turns into ice due to contact with frost, with the ice or the cold temperatures, grass and other things can enter into water, but cannot enter into ice. So that is a very interesting example. I had to read the sentence maybe 3-4 times to get into it. And I asked Gurudev, please help us also. If there's something that you feel inspired, I will read it again. Just as water turns into ice due to contact with frost, grass and other things can enter into water, but cannot enter into ice. So when water becomes, with the minus degrees, it will become ice. Like when we put the ice cubes or the water in the ice in the fridge, we can have ice cubes. But like, for example, grass, if we think of a lake or so, they cannot go into the water. That is like our souls who want to go into Raga Nuga Bhakti, they need to have some certain, ice cube quality. We need to be together with ice, and then it can be, something can happen. But if I am still very soft and I'm not like frozen in that ice cube frozen state, the grass, that is the other example, cannot enter the frost. The grass is outside. The grass cannot, it has to become ice also. Similarly, when loving thirst becomes very deep, the heart of the loving devotee cannot seek even the slightest personal happiness anymore other than the happiness of Sri Radha Krishna. Sometimes also the example is given of the ice, not ice, but also the example of the iron and the fire. No? When the fire is not hot enough, the iron will not melt. But if the temperature is very high, then the iron will melt. And when the iron will melt, then it becomes of the same quality as fire. So here this example is giving with the ice cubes. When the ice is frosted and it's very cold, then it will become solid. So to say, our bhakti and our desire, our thirst will be solid, will be fixed, will be steady. If it's not fixed or frozen, then it can be watery. These are just different examples of the different degrees of the stability or the solidity, how do you say it, the solid kind of bhakti that we are aspiring for by the mercy of Shri Guru and of Gauranga. And when this happens, that we become solid, like an ice cube, or like hot iron, like the fire that has melted all the impurities, then the thirst is so unstoppable that no more activities are needed to satisfy the senses, so much so that I want to forget my relationship. There's no more desire for personal happiness other than the happiness of Radha Mohan. Because now this happiness, their happiness, or Swamini's happiness, is my happiness. There's no other separate identity anymore that needs to be satisfied. In contrary, it will be tasteless. This is right, Gurudev? Okay, good. I can continue. So, when all activities become centered around Swamini's happiness, this deep thirst causes one to be fully absorbed in the chosen deity. And this Radhamai or Ragatmika Bhakti is only present within the eternally perfect associates of the Lord in Vrindavan. So actually this state I cannot produce by myself, right? I cannot say, I want to be an ice cube, please. Srimati Radhika, make me an ice cube, I want to be solid. It comes by the associates who have this quality already. And that's why we need the mercy of our Guru Manjari, of Ananga Manjari, of Rupa Manjari, because they have this thirst, they have this rag in their hearts. They are already completely absorbed in this and nothing else. And then comes something so beautiful, you will love this. And when we follow their feelings and become greedy to hear about them, these devotees are practicing a devotion named Raga Anuga Bhakti. And then what happens? Following the practice of this Raga Anuga Bhakti, the moonlight of Rag, the moonlight, it shines. And that shines within the hearts of the eternally perfect Braja people, begins to rise within the heart of the practitioner of Raganuga Bhakti and begins to shine there. It's like a rising of the moonlight, because when the moon is shining and there's so many beautiful white rays, and I am always standing in that moonlight of love of Srimati Radhika and her Dasi, then also in my heart there will be a reflection of that beautiful, silvery, shining moonlight. It will rise within the heart of the practitioner, and it will begin to shine there. When the moonlight in the heart of the eternally perfect Ragatmika Bhaktas shines on the crystal-like hearts of those devotees who became attracted to the aforementioned kind of passionate love, but who have not awakened that special passion themselves yet. And when they hear about the expertise from the mouth of Shri Guru and Sadhu or from the scriptures, they also gain taste for such expert activities. So that is a very encouraging, and it also is not so difficult. So the moonlight in the heart of the eternally perfect Ragatmika Bhaktas shines on the crystal-like hearts of all devotees who became attracted. And how does it shine? How does this moonlight shine? By hearing, through the ears. That's why we hear that we are drinking with the ears and we are speaking with the eyes. This is the only way how to become more thirsty and more attracted, by this hearing and standing in the moonlight of the hearts of those who are already shining in that eternal spiritual existence. And that is the only way how to gain the taste. Like we hear often, we can get the taste and we get the mercy of those who have the mercy. Yeah, right. But then don't think it will happen without me liking to hear, without me putting myself in that position to hear, to relish, to read, to exchange. It comes by practice also. The purpose of this is when the hearts of the devotees are crystal clear, means reflecting like a crystal, free from the contaminations of lust and anger. And they hear about the loving activities of the eternally perfect Ragatmika Bhaktas from the mouths of Guru, Sadhu, or Shastra. Their hearts will light up, just as a crystal lights up when the moonlight shines on it. And the taste will awaken for these devotees' loving activities. That is very beautiful and also so easy to understand. But the heart has to become more like a crystal. And Baba is saying that lust and anger, all these qualities, they are not allowing the heart to reflect nicely. Why? Because these are like a dark shadow of ego. The anger, it makes it dark because I am always angry because I don't get what I want to get, or I try to judge. And the lust is the tendency to enjoy things for myself and not in connection with Radha and Mohan. We all have these tendencies. But here Baba is saying that the heart needs to be cleaned. That is what Mahaprabhu also says, Cheto Dapanamarjanam. This needs to be observed and this needs to be purified. And of course, it is also mercy. But there must be two things, the own endeavor and also the mercy to get it, or the mercy to hear, and the mercy that the Vaishnavas help me. And then taste will awaken. And driven by this taste, devotees will engage in this kind of devotion that follows the eternal associates of Shri Radha Mohan, which is called Raga Anuga Bhakti. And then Srila Thakur Mahashaya, Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Sakira Anuga Haya Braja Siddha Deha Paya Se Bhava Jura Beparani. Being a follower of the Sakis, I will attain a spiritual body in Vraj. That feeling will soothe my heart. Why? Because the thirst is there, the thirst is there, the thirst is there. And then when that feeling comes, my heart will be completely satisfied and soothed. It will be free. It is like a crystal now. And it can reflect, freely reflect. The fish-like hearts of the kinkaris or manjaris who have surrendered to Sri Radha's lotus feet freely swim in the ocean of rasa that rises from the meeting of Sri Krishna, who is the embodiment of deep transcendental flavors, and Eros personified with Sri Radharani, who is filled with Mahabhav, and this gives them an ecstasy which is incomparable with any other bliss within the transcendental kingdom. So the hearts of the kinkaris are like fish. They swim in the ocean. They dive deep. They are not only swimming on the surface, but they are always serving the desires of Mahabhav, of Srimati Radhika, who is serving the desires of Rasaraj, Mohan. And once that is felt, nothing else can make us happy anymore. To that extent, of course. Living in this material world, also we are exchanging love and we are always trying to be our best loving self. But what the heart is really looking for, what will soothe the heart, which will make the heart really completely satisfied and forever, that is that service to the sublime, our sublime goddess of love, Srimati Radhika. Why also? Because our hearts can reflect it now, the spiritual hearts. Not only the pumping hearts that are here in this body, which will stop pumping at one time, because it's a body that is here only for temporary purposes and purification and service. But then the spiritual heart is pumping on another level. And when that happens, when we enter our Siddha Deha, our spiritual existence, our spiritual feelings, our spiritual body, in a spiritualized heart and consciousness, there will be nothing else needed anymore. And the Gaudiya Vaishnava practitioners who have surrendered to Sriman Mahaprabhu's lotus feet will become greedy after this practice of Mandari Bhav by the grace of Shri Guru or the sadhus from their own tradition. So here two words, surrender and greed, means I give myself. I have to not keep anything hidden or secret or back. That is full surrender, is Atma Nivedanam. My Atma, as far as I have realized it, I put to the lotus feet of my Gurudev. And my Sadhak Deha, as far as I have the capacity, I will put everything, all activities with a loving mood in the way that I have learned and I am seeing it done by my Gurudev and all my senior and friends on the same path. Now comes also that beautiful thing. When they take shelter, and means shelter in the surrender, in that really I want to give you everything what I could give or what you will help me to give, because I am limited. Even I cannot, I can desire, but my limitations are that I am conditioned. But Shri Guru can see beyond the conditions because he can see our spiritual identity. Srimati Radhika has given Shri Guru that power, empowered by Nitai, by Ananga Manjari. They are the transcendental boatsmen who bring us from the material level to the spiritual level. And then once the soul takes shelter of Shri Guru's lotus feet, they will become acquainted with their own Nitya Siddha Manjari Swarup and their intrinsic Ekadas Bhav, 11-fold spiritual personality. So when Shri Guru is seeing that, this soul is really eager and fully interested in following what my Gurudev has given, what Nitai and Ananga Manjari, Radha Mohan have given, then they will also give themselves completely and they will help that disciple to cross the material bondage. Even now in this life, they will help so much. And we are experiencing this. So many obstacles are coming, but again and again we can, by mercy, cross and go further and deeper and non-stop into the path that leads us in our spiritual existence, in our eternal self. And then Shri Guru will be so merciful. They will show us our Nitya Manjari Swarup, and the belonging Ekadash Bhav means all the name and the all that belongs to that spiritual personality. So I can grow into that. I can flow into that. I can feel into that. Because as Gurudev told me already before, it's not that here I am and I'm completely different. I am already that also in a way. Because this personality is already also a Dasi, and it reflects Dasi elements. All of us do that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be on the path. But of course, is a way from initiation and practice to perfection. In this way, the devotees continue doing bhajan externally and their material practitioner bodies by hearing and chanting the Lord's glories, and in their mentally conceived spiritual manjari bodies, thinking around the clock about Sri Radha Mohan's pastimes and their devotional service herein, in following to Sri Lalita and the Sakis and Sri Rupa Manjari and the other manjaris. So it's going hand in hand. It's not that, oh, I will stop doing bhajan because I think it's useless, and one day when I leave this body, then I will be enlightened. No. The death that also Bhaktivinoda Thakur is speaking about, dying to live, means we are giving up all our material desires slowly, naturally. It is a natural process. It's not like, oh, now I give up everything and then I am enlightened. No. You know, Bhakti Devi is not dependent on Gyan and Vairagya. They become old in her association because she is not dependent on that. Bhakti Devi is only living by love and by transcendental greed and by desire. And then she keeps the devotee young and younger until we reach our eternal age. And the inside will reflect it on the outside. But we are externally practicing, we are performing our duties, but at the same time, there's something inside myself growing, a little girl, and she wants to serve Srimati Radhika. And that girl will shine through and will be able also to inspire and help others who are willing and eager and thirsty to enter that beautiful life of love and of spiritual, natural growth. After they attain the perfection of bhajan or prem, Sri Krishna's Yogamaya energy will bless the practitioners by giving them direct devotional service of Sri Radha Mohan in their mentally conceived spiritual body within the kingdom of Leela. In this way, their hearts will be soothed or cooled off by attaining the long desired and thirsted for service of Radha Mohan in the mood of a maidservant of Sri Radha. Nothing else can soothe the hearts of the Gaudiya Vaishnava practitioners. Se bhave trura be parani. This was the purport of verse 48 of Shri Shri Prema Bhakti Candrika. Forgive me if I did any mistake. I am just trying to purify myself, trying to repeat the words of Narottam Das Thakur and Anta Das Babaji by the grace of all of you and by the grace of Sri Guru, who wants to use us as a tool in the service of Srimati Radhika. Anybody would like to share on this and help me to realize some more and give some blessings, inspirations, or questions? All done, Gurudev. What do you say? We have 10 more minutes. Who is that? Didi? Are you there, Didi? Radhe. Sridaji, can you unmute Gurudev? Put the mic on, please.
Okay.
Radhe, now I can hear you. Now we can...
Radhe.
Okay.
Didi, something.
Wow, yes, Didi, say something.
She is now Ganga Ma.
Jai Gangama. Wow. Well, Radhe Radhe. How long you are in Vrindavan?
1 month.
My God.
No
10
return
days, 10
ticket.
days.
I know everything.
Gurudev is so greedy. It's hard to, deny his desires. You know how it is.
She is my Didi. Didi means my sister. Right? Didi means sister in India.
Bigger sister, da Gurudev? Bigger sister even.
Yeah. Now Kirtan is there.
Yes, it will start, but we still have some minutes now. I
5
cannot
minutes.
see you.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Somebody say something quickly. Everyone is happy, I guess.
Suniti make happy to everyone.
I wish, Gurudev. Then I would be a good disciple.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Suniti. Jai Gurudev. I miss you. I love you. Jai Jai.
Daya Mai is working in Govindas now, Gurudev.
Ah,
Yes. I'm
great.
here.
She's selling prasadam like anything, Gurudev. She's a Maharati prasadam seller. It's amazing. She's the best of the whole company.
And what about
Oh
yours?
no.
How was yesterday, yourself?
It was also good, but our Daya Mai, she conquered. She made the whole record. Na Harinam and me, we went in a close by city. Yeah, we did I think 550 euro. But I think Anita, because sorry, it's written Daya Mai, maybe you make double, na? She was with her
Yes.
son. She make double, see Gurudev? She double it.
Yes.
She is so good.
The mercy from Gurudev. Yes. For Radha Mohan. Mercy.
There's
Yes.
Harinam. Show us again also. He is also working in Govindas. So all working in Govindas now. Look, Gurudev.
Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe Gurudev.
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still there. And with Prem.
How you feel there,
making
Gurudev asks?
sweets.
Look at this. Oh, Premamrit. Radhe, Premamrit.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe.
This is his boss.
Yes, we are making some sweets and packing some sweets right now.
Wow.
I think Harinam Prasad is very, very happy, especially since you gave him this name Prasad. Then I have tendency, Gurudev, to call him Prem Prasad. Yes. All very happy, Gurudev, by your mercy. Really very happy. And Prasad distribution is really such a nice service.
My Kishori Maria is also very happy.
Where is she? Kishori!
Yeah, Radhe Radhe. I'm very happy to see you all. And our Harinam Prasadam is smiling and working nicely. Dharma is also. So, how Suniti Didi is so merciful. And one good news. So, Suniti Didi, your book, Temple of Love, completely now come by Japan and Japanese.
Wow! This Gurudev's words. It's only, I was typing. It's not my book. It's Gurudev's.
Yeah, because you and Gurudev is one heart, and every sentences, every katas are so like essence of essence of essence. And just to try to translate it, the nectar comes from you and Gurudev and again and again. It's a very beautiful book now. I will send you a photo later if you like these two
Wow.
volumes.
Yes, I need to have one copy in my, just as a inspiration. And how many you did print, Kishori?
Yeah, first time is 170, something like that. And after it will finish, then we will print again.
Wow,
Yeah. So,
beautiful.
yeah, by your mercy, thank you so much, Suniti. We put it some photos also. And
Oh,
a little bigger letter.
nice.
Yeah, elder devotee ladies also can easy to bring write book and big letter with pictures.
Bah.
Something like that we try. Thank you, Suniti, Didi, and Gurudev. Dandavat to all. Your mercy.
No, thank you for doing all this book translation and sharing. It's so amazing what you did in only a few years. I know Gurudev also has desire. We do it in German because it's only in English and we have to translate it in German for sure.
It's proof of you and Jayananda Maharaj's relation. We are family. And he inspired to translation this. So his mercy.
He's our great model and inspiration. He's our big brother. Brother by. Only one time Gurudev came to Japan in short time. You have so many blessings and so many sevas are like continuously in the flow. You are in the flow of the very great thirst of advancing. So it's all inspiring for us also. We want to also flow like you and serve and inspire many. Thank you, Kishori. Thank you all.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda